Hello, everybody, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Tuesday, November the 5th. Last week, I think it was on Thursday, the government of Canada launched a new program, a phone program for suicide prevention. And it is the opportunity for people to dial 988. So if we have an emergency, we need a fire, police, or ambulance, we call 911. Well, now if we have a personal, like a crisis of uh, of our no, I was going to say crisis of faith, not a crisis of faith. That's a totally different thing. But if we are feeling like we are in a position of thinking we're thinking about suicide, Canadians can now call 988 and have a trained person on the other end of the phone help us negotiate that time to talk us through it, to figure out what we need help, where we can get referrals, things like that. So people don't have to do the whole, if I need help in the moment, what do I do? Apparently in Canada, 12 people a day commit suicide. That doesn't seem like a lot, but that's way too many. And there are hundreds of people who attempt suicide. And that is atrocious. It's not good. Death by suicide has increases on a regular basis in our world. And it's something that we just don't talk very much about. And the fact that our Canadian government has acknowledged that this is a problem and has done the work over the last couple of years of establishing the infrastructure and getting people trained and groups that work with this able to answer phone calls and then help talk to people in that moment of crisis is absolutely phenomenal. As a priest, I have been very fortunate that I have not had to deal with suicide very much. I've had conversations with people. I have I have never had a funeral for a death by suicide. I have had young people talk to me about friends who have died. I have known many people who have died by suicide. I have family members who have died by suicide. And the fact that there is now a phone number that they can call without having to 10-digit dialing, without having to worry about long distance phone calls and things like that. A phone call where the person they're going to talk to is trained to assist them in managing those moments. That is a godsend. That is so very, very important. I don't think that we talk enough about mental health. I think that we tend to shy away from discussions about mental health because we don't know how to talk about them. Mental health, like even we still struggle with talking about cancer or diabetes or other diseases, physical diseases. We have enough trouble with the stigma attached to those things. If someone gets breast cancer or, um, you know, prostate cancer, it's difficult to talk about, but and yet we will talk about it. But if someone gets lung cancer or mouth cancer and they have been a smoker, there is often stigma attached to that, that if you had only done X, Y, and Z or hadn't done X, Y, and Z, then this wouldn't happen to you. And that is completely irrelevant in that moment. When someone is diagnosed with something, they don't need to be suffering blame or shame for the diagnosis they have. They need to be given support. Here's what you can do. These are the drugs you can take, or the treatments we can share with you. Here are people you can talk to, because diagnoses like that often will lead to depression. And if not severe depression, at least those moments in a person's life where they feel like they're alone, that they are carrying a burden by themselves. Add on to that then, or think then on, what does mental health look like in our society? And over the last several years, there have been people like Clara Hughes and other people from the sports world, people who are famous, who have openly talked about their own battles with depression or mental health illnesses on Bell Let's Talk Day. And that is phenomenal, because we are starting to have people who are celebrities, people whose faces are recognizable, whose voices are familiar. When they are willing to talk publicly about their own mental health concerns, that opens the door for many, many other normal folks like me and you to talk about our mental health concerns. But we are nowhere near where we need to be. The fact is that probably, if we were honest, every single person who has a regular job, who has kids, or who has parents that they have to take care of, or anything else in their life, will have gone through some period of their life where they are feeling lonely or depressed, where the sun is shining and it's beautiful outside and the birds are chirping and people are playing and everything's great, and all you see is darkness. Where you just want to cuddle up on your chair or on your couch with a blanket and a hot cup of something and close the drapes and just be miserable. That happens to more people than we admit. And sometimes that depression or those mental health issues or mental health illnesses will lead to suicidal ideation, will lead to people thinking the world will be better without me. My life can't get better. I can't survive what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. I'm just going to take my life now. We need to stop being scared of those conversations. We need to stop stigmatizing people who are honest with others and honest with themselves about having mental health issues. Until we can stand up and say, this is normal. How you are feeling, other people have felt that way too. And you will come out of this, and we're going to help you come out of it. Until we do that, we cause people to stay hidden. We basically tell them by our reactions to them when they try to speak to us about it, that either we don't care or there's something weird about them, there's something wrong with them. Well, that's the point. There is something wrong, and they're reaching out for help. Now, ideally, we would get to a place in our society where we are quick to recognize and assist people when they're in this place in their lives. But until we get there, until we hit that place, that magic place where everyone who's feeling despair, everyone who is feeling like they can't go on, has someone safe that they can talk to who is able to talk to them and help them get help. Until that magical time appears, we need something like 988. We need some place where people can go quickly. If you are having a heart attack, you can take your 81 milligram aspirin and you can call 911, and chances are you have a chance for survival. But if you are in that place, that deep and dark place where you're thinking that you just can't make it to the morning and that the world would be better without you, what is the chance that you're going to sit down and flip open the yellow pages or go on your phone and Google, I don't want to commit suicide, how do I get help? And look through all of those things from all over the world and try to determine, oh, I might call that 1-800 number, or I can wait till the morning and call my employee assistance program and they'll guarantee to call me back within 48 hours and then I might have an appointment within 6 weeks. Is that really what you need? Or if you are sitting on your couch in the middle of the night in the darkness and you can't see you can't even imagine the coming of the dawn, maybe a 3-digit number is what you need. Maybe being able to pick up the phone and dial 988 and have a person answer you who knows what you're talking about and who knows all those resources and who can walk you through those initial moments of despair and maybe give you some hope that tomorrow you can make another phone call, that tomorrow you can reach out to a friend or a relative and say, I am in trouble. That maybe tomorrow you can get yourself to the hospital and to the emergency room and say, I need to spend some time here because I can't spend time alone anymore. There are lots of reasons why Canadians are frustrated with our governments, regardless of who's in power at any given moment. But today, we need to celebrate that something good has happened, something that will save lives. So if you're in Canada and you need that kind of help, dial 988 and you'll be able to receive it. And I just pray that they're ready, because I imagine they will be busy, and that their infrastructure and everything will continue on. I recorded this prior to them having very much time on the ground, so I'm really hoping it's working well. I'm going to assume that it will, because it took them a long time to get this up and running. But if you are feeling these things and you're not in Canada, or you're feeling these things and you don't need help immediately, please research places that you can find help. Reach out to someone in your community who can say to you, I will go with you to the hospital, or I'll go with you to your doctor. And if you ask that I come into that room with you, they have to let me. I'll go in with you. I will not abandon you. Reach out to somebody who maybe has been through this before. If it's, if it's a child, have them call the Kids Help Phone in Canada. I don't know what the phone number is now. It used to be 1-888-668. No, forget that. Kids Help Phone, probably the best thing is to Google it and reach them that way. But the point being is there is no reason why anybody in our society should feel so alone that they believe that death by suicide is the only way to go. We need to help them recognize that there is help. And for those people who have already tried that, and for whatever reason it didn't happen, that you are still with us, please know that there is no shame in that. But there is joy that you are still here with us. If you need help and you're in Canada, please dial 988. If you need help and you're elsewhere, seek out someone who can assist you as they help you figure out where you need your help. But please don't suffer alone. Please, please take care of yourselves because we need you in this world. Have a blessed day, and I will see you again tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel.